Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. Sorry I'm late, but a little fired up about this one tonight, folks. Might get a little intense, but in the end, the dust will settle. So, we've already been getting, I swear that's what I was going to tell you, Trin, before we even came on. When I know that we're going to be talking about something, if I'm going to call you or something, we need to just start pressing record, because just like, you know, the reason we're doing this show is because I had this download and immediately I called Trina and she was bouncing things right in line with what I was saying. And just like these pre-show conversations, they're gold. Sometimes it's better than the show.
I know.
So one of these days I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, it's it's like it's non-filtered yet, so we're just like rah.
It'll be like prequels and bloopers.
But anyway, hope everybody's doing good tonight.
Hang on, I was picking my nose. Are we on yet? Oh
no. In high def. I don't know if anybody will probably tune in. Like I said, you know, really, even today, I was like, God, do I want to do this show? You know, I've just been so hesitant because, I really try to keep it positive here. And like I've said, folks, and I'm going to keep saying this throughout the whole show, this is just a possible scenario. We have changing timelines. In a holographic universe, the past, present, and future all existed simultaneously. Yeah. So we can change these things around. This is just something that I see. And to me, I think it might be the narrative that they try to push. With all the things that's been coming out in the news and things like that, I think this might be the narrative they finally throw at us.
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, how's Trinity and Kent doing that?
Good, yeah. I was telling you, I was having a pretty good day and pretty fun because I'm keeping it in between, my life is good right now, and I'm just keeping it somewhere in between. I don't even know what to say about the mass population right now. Like I was saying,
it's been a long time since
I got no
been held hostage under the crown.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
I put something on my Facebook that I was going to give somebody $100 for the first person that they brought to me that actually had coronavirus.
Yeah,
so I'm still up my $100. So
now I know people in the healthcare industry, and like we talked with Ryan last night, or the night before or whatever. And there is people that out there that are sick. I mean, and it is, but it's just the common cold, and I don't know if I said anything about this, but one of the things that kind of troubles me, which kind of falls into this long-term Agenda 2030 and all that, but one of the last reports that come out of China was that, it wasn't so much the cold, it was the after effects. Supposedly it's going to affect their offspring, and it's supposed to make them infertile. So, I mean, everything
like the cold,
throwing at us right now is killing our fertility. It's just more, one more step trying to control our DNA. And, a lot of people are thinking these tests could be swabs, DNA swabs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. If you trust the mainstream right now, or anything that's going to be pumped at us through it, whether it be the virus or vaccines or these test stations or any of it, and you're in the awake crowd or community, like if you do it, I don't know what to say. Like really, I just don't know what to say. I mean, you can only talk about it so much, right?
I'm pleased to say though, when I went out today for a little bit, went to Dollar General, they're everywhere. They'll still be around after the apocalypse, by the way.
There's no way that all the Dollar Generals could be knocked out by the apocalypse. No, I took a trip all the way across the U.S. and there is certainly a lot of Dollar Generals. That's for sure.
There are.
But and this one's kind of, it's not in the city or anything like that. And I was pleased to hear quite, the majority actually of the people in the store, of course they'd been cleared out, but the people that was in there when I was in there was like, it's all blow over. It's all just a bunch of crap. I don't know that they know really all the details, but they're not scared.
Yeah.
So,
nobody's scared because nobody's sick. They're not actually dealing with it. If nobody was even paying attention to the news or media right now, there'd be nothing to be afraid of whatsoever. So
True.
Yeah.
I saw something on the, I think it was Facebook the other day, something that this virus was the first one that spread over the internet or something like that. It spread through the internet, and yeah, that's pretty much right. And like I said, but I have talked to, doctors and things like that, and they say the same thing, it's just common cold. Warm weather's right around the corner, and that's going to help a lot. But like I said, I guess keep an eye on the, maybe what happens next year or things like that. But this is getting ready to blow over, folks. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so too.
All right, well, let's see what we got with us real quick, and we'll get going. Because like I said, I got a few things I want to present to kind of do the timeline. So, Mr. David Castle, what's going on? Soliton 33, welcome back, buddy. Good to see you. Big Al.
Big Al.
Miss Delaney, how you doing? There's Karen, Queen of Courts. Good to see you. Perry Hagan, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you back. Teresa Diontone, good to see you. I hope I said that all right. Didn't butcher. We need to get her on here, man. I'm telling you, if y'all ain't checked her out, her channel out, she definitely has got some pure love going on there. Johan, what's going on, girl? Miss Travel 444. Miss Mary Wins, how you doing, girl? Bridget Williams, hello. There's Ryan SK. It's a good show with Ryan. I love having Ryan on. David Rodriguez, welcome. Miss Amanda B, how you doing? Rebel Rose, what's going on? There's Gazzy Cav, another one from down under. Bree Cozy, Jules M, welcome back. Good to see you, huh? Chloe, been a while. Wendy Ellen Farrow. Lord, we got all kinds of people with us so far. Ricky Orkin. This show might not be for you, buddy. I know you're a flatter and all that, so you can listen anyway. But I don't want to hear none of this flat earth and all that. Just listen to it as the information. There's Mr. Scratch. How you doing, buddy? Brad McMurray. How you doing, bub? Ian Barber. Good to see you. Ooh, Shannon Clean, Saturnian Sun. Paul Joe. Welcome. There's Mama. Lady Spitfire, how you doing? Did I say Saturnian Sun on there? There's Sunshine on Sophia. I definitely want to get her on here too. Good to see you. Barry Chad, welcome. All right, we're caught up. So, anyway, I guess both y'all said, it's pretty much the same out there is more just panic-stricken people. Are you seeing people with reason as well? I mean, not as far as our collective community, but out in the general public.
I mean,
I'm seeing here where I'm at, it's not a lower class area, it's an upper middle class area, because we're on the outskirts, and the people here, it's a very different energy because they're not being rude, even though one of my daughter's friends just got her shopping cart stolen with her items while she was putting her baby in the car. So there's weird stuff happening that's not typical for this area, but the consensus was that people were just trying to take what they absolutely thought they needed, and they were trying to leave for the other people, which was a very awesome thing to witness and see. But you could sense they were really truly they were in fear and they were afraid. And it's like, we can get through this. It's going to be fine. It really will be fine. They're doing this fear on purpose. And we just got to hold tight. It's going to pass. It will pass very shortly. We can't let the fear kick our butts.
One thing that I find kind of peculiar is, pandemics and outbreaks and things like that, just they happen. You really can't put a number or a timeline and things like that. And boy, they're awfully quick to throw out dates and times on this one. You noticed that?
Yep.
I just had a really weird thought just come across me like a download as you just said that, and I'm like, how do we know about all these past pandemics? I mean, look at this one right now. This is fake as fake gets. And we would like to say right now that we're the most informed, right? We're the most connected to internet and this and that. all it is all it is figures, numbers, and dates, and not one of us, none of us listening here, none of us have one iota of proof to stand on, except for the same mainstream knowledge that we pulled in
This is
this.
definitely happening, but it's not exactly how it's being talked about. But there's definitely people getting sick with respiratory failure issues. And
that happens all the time.
Yeah, but the numbers are steadily increasing, and that is a symptom of this. So even though they don't have the testing, the symptoms are showing up. So they can't say, oh yeah, it's already here, but the evidence is present that it's already here. So
I think as far as these upper respiratory things going on, like, and I agree with both of you in a sense, but I mean, you know, I've had this funk for 4, 5, I mean, going on 5 months for a long
that's
time.
what I'm saying. I think you already had it.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
I'm telling you, I think a lot of it's from this love from above we get.
Yes, I think it's a combination of things, but yeah, I mean, because a lot of kids about 8 weeks ago,
folks,
they were all coming out of school sick. I mean, in the droves in Phoenix here, and they were all respiratory stuff. And then, yeah, there was, I mean, so this has been going around, I think, for a little bit.
Well, I mean, you know, I've always said that they keep spraying all this. Eventually, it's got to start piling up, you know. And I mean, another thing, you know, we can't look at all the food shortages and droughts, things like that. You know, all these nanoparticulates in the air definitely affects all that, whether it be rains here or droughts there. It can't freeze up.
Yep. So we need to start growing our own stuff. Everybody grows a little bit. We would have more than enough food.
Yeah. And I mean,
everybody did. I mean, you guys can start growing like onions and different stuff, pineapples, just from the tops of the produce you already eat. Get some soil and stick them in the dirt, keep them wet, and they'll produce more fruit, more onions. These things grow out of themselves. I mean, there are things that all of us can do to contribute. Potatoes, those are very easy. There's certain things that we can do together, and it'll make a big difference if everybody starts to do it.
Absolutely.
Huge difference.
Jen's put 5G equals coronavirus symptoms in the chat. You know, I mean, there is a lot of parallels there. You know, I can't say either way. I definitely know that those frequencies are not good for us.
Well, like I said, if you guys get sick, you know, shut off the 5G, shield yourself, get around things that will keep the frequency different. You know, be proactive about it, because yeah, it does seem like there's a strong correlation to big problems with this and that technology.
Well, I know one thing that we can see the chemtrails, you know, I mean, they've been chemtrailing for a long time. I mean, and everybody's been going through lots of different sicknesses and adjustments and this and that. You know, I might be the devil's advocate out here, but I hope the whole system crashes. Let it buck. I'm sick of it. As a matter of fact, I'm sick of the mass media. I'm sick of the everyday person. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. You know what I mean? Okay. I work hard in the spiritual realms, you know, and a lot of us do. And I mean, it's mind blowing to me right now to have a conversation with people that are watching the mass media. And these are people that are close to me and not close to me on both aspects of it. This is fake. It is absolutely fake. So it's whatever we want to make with it. And, you know, it's all those things, you know, it's the food shortages. It's fake. It's the money system, you know, it's the economy. That's fake. So so, you know, they just adjust the fakeness. And whether we want to buy into it forever, okay, that's fine. We can buy into it forever, or the system falls. Well, you know what? I hope the system falls. I hope everybody runs around all scared, scaredy pants is wiping their tears with freaking toilet paper or whatever the hell they're going to do. And I hope everybody sees when the military all rolls out that it's a bunch of fake bully system. Like, we got to see it. I don't know.
I'll tell you exactly what this is all about. You said it right off the bat. It's all about the money. Don't buy up all this toilet paper like I was telling y'all earlier. This is all about the dollar crash. And they put $1.5 trillion in the other day and it didn't even phase it. And it's been standing on false legs for a long time.
Yep.
Don't go out and buy toilet paper. Just save your money. Because then you'll be able to wipe your ass with it. Because it ain't going to be worth nothing.
Exactly. It was never worth anything except for a fake economy all along. I mean, so at some point in time, anything that's not real has to fall apart.
Yep.
Only real things can last and be true. You know, it's like a diamond. A diamond is just pressed coal, but people will go spend 600,000, 500,000, 200,000. Everybody got to have one. Man, we use diamonds in our cutting tools for construction, and the cutting tools cost $7 and they got diamonds in them. Like, come on, man, they're not worth anything. Like, if we value things that are worth nothing and give them big value, you know, like a pro athlete, like an Oprah Winfrey, worth nothing, but the whole world gives them value. If all we ever value is fake things, it has to come to an end. And if it makes people sad and fear and cry and all these things, so be it. Like, honestly, something has to happen to end this ridiculous system of control that we have. We have absolute imbeciles like, you know, these Rockefellers and all these other jackasses. I mean, they're such weak old men, they can barely walk around. You know what I mean? But somehow, you know, they control armies, and we run out and we'll freak out because they'll take away our professional sports from us, or they'll take away these things. Like, what are we freaking out about? Big deal.
The way I look at it, it's a blessing. This gives you time to go do all that inner work.
Yep.
Look at it that way. Let me read you something. I think this is from Roosevelt. I'm not sure, but to me, this kind of describes our situation and the way we should kind of go about it. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends himself in a worthy cause? Who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement? And who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those who cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Like I said, I think that's by Roosevelt. You're not going to get your hands dirty, folks.
Right.
What are you doing here?
I want to hear your prophecy.
Okay. Let me get back.
That's why I've been waiting. I've been quiet because
I want to hear it.
Talk about that. I'm like, well, let's do that because I want to hear, and I think everybody else needs to hear.
Well, let me set the plate. Like, you know, y'all heard my thing about the culling and all that when I had that, you know, kind of download or whatnot. And you know how things are. Sometimes you'll just be watching something or hear something and it'll spark something. And I don't know if any of y'all followed Jacob Israel. If not, he is an incredible individual. He does go more along the biblical aspect, but he uses ration and thought. And he, like I said, he really is one of the good ones. He's like Wayne. He's a good dude. So anyway, let me get this pulled up. I want to start off with one of his videos. And this is kind of what's, like I said, what sparked. Whoa, this is kind of what's going on. So let's see, here we go. And also I've got the link for this video and anything that we discuss in the description tonight. So if you want to go check it out yourself, you're more than welcome. All right, let me go full screen here.
This one. This one.
Just watch the first couple of minutes is what he's talking about, and then we'll get on. There's Ophiuchus.
They are talking about a monster black hole. That's right, I said black hole, something that was theorized by Albert Einstein about 100 years ago, but it wasn't really proven, All right, we didn't really know that a black hole existed. I did a lot of shows on these if you following the channel. We didn't really know until we captured gravitational waves for the first time. And like, I don't know, it was less than a year later, we all of a sudden had a picture of a black hole. This one. This super famous black hole, Messier 837, is what I'm going to be talking to you about today. This is going to connect so many dots for you, especially if you've been watching the channel since about 2000. Around the same time when I started talking about how the world was going to go sideways, bananas, like we're in right now. And if you've been following the channel long enough, you know that I've done these strange progressions where I noticed a couple of years ago that perhaps we were starting to see like the chapters of Revelation playing out in the natural, not just spiritual, because I always believe that book is about the revelation of Christ in you to John, the revelation of Jesus Christ. It was the apocalypse, an unveiling of the truth that for many years I believe was just, mainly symbolic and spiritual. Like it was not going to be a huge bottomless pit that was going to open up, right? And yet we know for a fact that right now, that's exactly what has happened.
Fucus of all of them.
Yep.
So for a period of time, I started to notice that Revelation was playing out. Chapter 12, a star in the heavens, where the virgin was about to give birth. We're going to talk about that because it's connected to this. Afterwards, I talked about chapter 13, chapter 14. I just did a bunch of shows on the number 16, which I tweeted out. Which, by the way, 16s are everywhere again.
Follow the numbers.
It's all connected, people. And the day we're in is an important one. So you better be buckled up.
Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Jacob Israel, like I said, if y'all hadn't checked him out, check him out. He's a great dude. That kind of got me thinking into things. He was talking about the black hole. And I didn't say anything about this last time, but when I had that last download, I had called Trina after that as well. And I left this part out when I told y'all, but this calling, and I told Trina, I was like, I see something behind the sun, but it doesn't seem like it's a planet. And then, and so when I saw this video, all of a sudden it was like, boom, there it is, Brian. That's what it is. A black hole coming. And let me tell you something, folks. If I know a lot of people don't believe in NASA and all that, set that aside. Like I said, this is theoretical. But if we're close enough to where we're getting a picture of a black hole, I can assure you it's going to affect us.
Yep.
So, and another thing, it just happened, and this black hole blows a hole through a fucus that just exposed itself after the Earth tilted, and which is our 13th zodiac, which is the serpent slayer.
Yep.
So let me ask you, the serpent slayer, are we supposed to look at it as we're going to slay the serpent? Or what y'all's take on that real quick?
I think Ophiuchus, like when I get into the energy, I hate to say it, but it almost seems like, I know it's a male figure crushing the serpent's head with its foot. I think it's female. And this black hole going through Ophiuchus, it almost seems like it's like a portal, like an opportunity to go into a new wheel of creation, new timelines. And when that child was speaking about that we had to dive through the O hole, the black hole, the devolution, the demolition, and then it was like it was fine. We've been programmed to have such utter fear about these things. And I'm wondering if this is a very natural cyclical thing, and it happens when we go into different parts of the system, that these might be portals or gateways into different potential realities. So to me, if we were going to dive through a black hole, it really doesn't, I'm not afraid about it at all. I think it might be absolutely wonderful, because when I had a vision when I was a 10-year-old little girl, I saw the Lord pop the world. Well, he didn't, like this big, huge God thing behind the Lord popped the world with his finger that was bigger than the whole planet. And then he laughed and he said, if you think I created it, do you not think I wouldn't know how to care for it? And then he brought it back and it was glowing and it was like heaven on earth. But there, I felt like the death and the darkness, like a 3-day of darkness, like people were completely freaked out. And then we came out the other side and it was like the most awesome thing ever.
What does a black
Now,
light do? It sucks in the light, so that could cause
yeah,
3 days of darkness.
literally, we were on heaven on earth. So, I mean, if this is what going through a black hole is, y'all, you want a ticket for that ride.
Well,
So, but yeah, but we've been programmed that this is the death and the end and fear and all this shit. And it's like, you know what? We have to be above that. We have to create a reality we want to see. And we can only do that by staying in a potential, not by focusing on the crap show reality that's being offered to us presently at this moment.
I wished I could remember that movie that I told people to watch a while back. That one where we were talking about where the new Earth and all that, and you
What
can
was that
see it
called?
through a portal.
Yeah.
Well, see
And
right here, look what it says. There's a dark impactor blasting holes in our galaxy. We can't see it. It might not be made of normal matter. It's been detected by telescopes. It's a dense bullet of something. You know, some of them have postulated it could be dark matter.
yeah.
But to me, dense bullet. And like you said, maybe that's part of the process, you know, I don't to open up a portal. I don't know, from the other side. I'm just thinking out the box here.
I think the black hole may be the ultimate portal.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. 100.
Yeah, the ultimate wormhole or portal. I see that's what it is. I don't think when you go through them, you get destroyed. I think you come out on the other end.
Yeah.
You got anything to throw in?
No, I mean, obviously, I've always thought about black holes as being portals too. So, you know, I mean, and where we are right now, if we were taking information from, you know, mainstream, or we're taking information from, you know, people doing the research, you know, it can be a little bit different. Sometimes you gotta almost back read mainstream. If you have a person of true character giving the information, then you can kind of front stream it. So yeah, I feel there's a separation coming for, I definitely feel there's a separation between certain beings or souls or whatever that are here incarnate right now. I'm just not feeling like everyone's going in the same direction.
I don't think everybody's going to the same place.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
so
I
I
don't
mean, maybe
either.
at some point in time, but I don't feel like it's the way it's going to be right now. But
Absolutely. And I think that's what doing, if we go through some type of a portal or something like this, that would be like I see going into some type of a 0 point. And at that point, everything's going to go into the 0 point, and then it's going to come out on the other side, matching its appropriate vibration. I had another vision when I was a kid, and I never understood it, because literally it was done so simply, but it would make sense if we were going to go through some kind of a quantum jump where things were shot out into new realities. And I literally saw, like, I saw a hand drop the earth into like a washing machine, and the spin cycle hit. And then when the spin cycle hit, the one earth shot out 12 other earths, and they were all different potential realities. And that when the earth would separate the different energies according to their vibration, and they would go to those new realities according to how they thought, felt, and expressed as a being. So that's like spot on to what I think is potentially happening.
I definitely, I've kind of always, I not always, but in my heart, I've felt like I'm here to help awaken a certain amount. And the word awaken isn't even really real. I don't know, like almost like there's aspects of creation, children of creation within this plane, within this realm, and they're ready to move out of here. Some are just lost because I feel very different than a wide majority of the souls and beings here, and I just don't. I'm no longer feeling this push to bring everybody into an awakening zone. Like there's going to be this mass awakening and this whole entire plane is just going to awaken and change. I don't know about that as much as I know that a certain amount of the source creation beings here are going to easily see past this realm. And maybe stepping from this realm into another realm, depending upon what avatar body we're taking at this particular time or another particular time, why not just transferring through a black hole? I think sometimes that's what we're seeing when certain aspects of interdimensional happens here. We might be seeing the reverse end of a black hole. I might even actually go as far to say like the sun, here could be the reverse end of a black hole, in an energy way.
I have literally seen that it is the ultimate portal in and out of the system is the sun. So
this is something that just kind of popped in my mind, instead of inputting planet X, put this, maybe planet X and this black hole are one and the same, because they say when Nibiru passed by the last time, they brought us knowledge. It was people that came to this planet. So maybe it wasn't necessarily coming from a planet, but they were coming through the portal.
Right.
What went into my mind, Brian, was that song Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, that was said in the chat earlier. Saturnian Sun said it.
You know how many times that song has hit me too, Trina? Honestly, in the last year, I like Chris Cornell, but not just because of that. It's just that particular song, and like a message.
Me too. That's really weird, and I wonder if this is a key. Black hole sun, won't you come wash away the pain, wash away the rain? Yeah, this could be, like I said, they want. The ones that are going to go into fear are the ones that don't have any concept of their spirit and their immortal, eternal presence that is kind of untouchable. Humans, we like puzzles and mazes and roller coaster rides. Could you imagine if we were going to ascend with the earth into a higher dimension through a freaking portal? Dude, what a roller coaster ride.
That's it. I couldn't even imagine watching an approaching black hole. Like, man, talk about a trip. You don't need no hallucinogenics. That's going to be
exactly. Could you even imagine what we potentially could have signed up for? And when you realize that, a lot of people, the high ups, they speak about ascension. Most people don't understand. That means transitioning out of here for many. And, we might be looking at that, but if we can understand that that's part of this natural process of separating the vibrations from one another, because we have to let each other leave our realities. So that doesn't mean it's over or the end. It just means that we might be witnessing a point of division within the realities, but that's all going to be in alignment with where you are as a being. And that's okay, because you will go where you're supposed to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll kind of go on a little bit with the rest of it. So anyway, this is started coming into me. He started talking about dates. I can't remember exactly why he was talking about December or maybe he didn't. Anyway, go watch his video. But anyway, it brought to mind the 7-year eclipse cycle here in the States, you know, the first one was April 8th, 2017. Or no, it's August 21st, 2017. And the second one is in April 8th, 2024. That's a 7-year tribulation period. Now, folks, I'm not saying this is the rapture.
Yep.
Once again, let me tell you that. But if that was to be a sign, and you know, that sign in the heavens come out right before that too. Well, to me, I don't, if you go directly in half of those two dates, that comes out to be December the 13th, 2020.
Uh-huh.
And right off the bat, that sparked something in my mind, you know. Why do I know this date? Why do I know this date? And so it led me to start looking into why that date was there. And this is what it brought up. The Geminids meteor shower starts December the 13th and 14th of 2020.
Yep.
Now I scrolled on down here and I was kind of looking around. And I think it's still down here. Oh, there it is. So I started looking over the quick facts over here. And I see the parent of the Geminids meteor shower is 3200 Phaethon. Well, most of y'all folks know I did a video on my last channel about 3200 Phaethon. Well, that video just happened to be the one that got my channel took down. And not did I get one strike on that video, I got two, which shouldn't be possible. So maybe
Wow.
start thinking, did they start scrubbing on this information back then?
Yep. Wow.
So like I said, I'm not saying that that's rapture, but I do believe from what I've seen, I do believe we're going to see a sign then. So pay attention December 13th. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes to the skies, folks, or anywhere, just pay attention to your surroundings.
Wow.
So that didn't
That
know,
is
it just started coming through like flashes. So
yeah,
it was a message.
that is what pulled down your channel. Okay.
Yep.
See,
You know, I
that's
think
just
it's
not
very-
coincidental. And actually, what's even better now is the reasoning for your channel being pulled down. On the good side of it is you just discovered a pretty cool, very interesting piece of information that you wouldn't have if it wasn't.
Right.
And
I freaked out, didn't I, Trinity? I was like, holy shit, because I didn't even think about that till the very end. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's the video that got my channel took down.
Yeah, it freaked me out when you said that too, because it was the 16. It makes
There's that 16 that Jacob was talking about.
Yeah, it makes 7, the 7-year tribulation, and then to go into the midpoint of it, and then to get into that with that potential, and this thing's coming back around, and it looks hazardous, like it said.
Well, the nickname of this meteor is the Destroyer.
It's really ironic too, because when I was little, I had another vision, and the Lord was standing in space, and the earth was below us, and there was a huge meteor coming in, and he looked at me and he held his hands up like, I can't stop this one. And then I saw Jupiter. It was up Jupiter, and I didn't know this when I was little, but Jupiter prevents most of our impacts.
Yep.
And he showed me Jupiter and was like, it was like, I can't stop this one because it wasn't supposed to be stopped. So we might, I saw that we did have a pretty big rock impact. I mean, it's not going to end the world, but it was a pretty serious impact. And I do believe it landed in the water. So
Well, you know,
that was good.
That doesn't necessarily mean that that meteor itself would hit us. It could be the meteor shower. I mean, the debris field is swinging along.
Absolutely. I think we're shown potentials because when the energy is present, I think that you can affect it. If you understand the potential is there, I literally think that you can change it. Just like we can stop storms. We've seen this. When we focus on things, it does have an effect. So if we know this thing is inbound and and they're getting everybody freaked out and scared, we could literally just start sending love rays to it to gently push it off course. I mean, we have this power collectively. We just need to believe it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we can avert this. We can make it go away.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
But anyway, that's what I got. Like I said, it freaked me out. Like I said, it's weird the way it happens in rapid fire like that. And like I said, there's too many parallels and coincidences there for not to have some kind of meaning, you know. Like I said, you know, Trina was there through half of it, me going through it.
And I
it
was
like she
freaking
was
out
going
because
through things
I'm
like
in
that.
alignment with so much of what you saw from years ago. And I'm like, oh crap.
So anyway, but you know, like I've said all along, even if this does, hey, I'm ready. You know, I mean, if that's what it takes to make this a better planet, I'm ready to make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well, nothing new under the sun, as they say, right? So I mean, hey, we're here. Let's play the game the best we can play the game while we're here. We're in this incarnation. I mean, nobody getting out of this incarnation with this meat suit. So I mean, you know, let's stop living in the fear. Let's start bringing ourselves to higher understandings again. Or when I say higher understandings, I even mean maybe less understandings, like more natural understandings and stuff like that. I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously something big is happening right now. I mean, this coronavirus crap is just too retarded for something bigger than it to not be happening. So that you know, there's something else behind all of this. It's not about what it's about. So
I see no way possible out of an economic collapse. And I mean, the red flags are there everywhere, all across the board.
Everyone
Look, have you seen not only Bill Gates stepping down, there's another mass exodus of CEOs going on right now too.
Well, they're all stepping out.
I told you, I think that Tom Hanks was a signal to the elites. And then right after that, CEOs. Whew.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You might be spot on with that.
Yep.
Bet you are.
Well, I guess we might as well just take their positions, hey?
I know one thing, that Arkansas trip, we're going to have one hell of a party one night.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah, it's like, you know, what are we going to do if the economic system collapses? You know, what are we going to do if our Walmarts and all these things
anyway.
crash into the ground? I mean, I guess we could just keep living as human beings and adjust, you know, like get our hands dirty again, you know, put our big girl pants on and
people put all the powers in these corporations. It's like they forget we're the ones who build it all.
Absolutely. We're the ones that actually mill it.
Right, it's us. We do it all. It's like we're the ones doing the work.
Could you imagine if we put the intention and effort into real things again, as opposed to the amount of effort and bullshit that we put into keeping these systems alive? Because that's what we do. We keep these systems alive.
That's what I'm saying. Use this as a blessing. Go out there and go within, do that meditation, do that work. And once you start, you know, actually getting a regiment to it, you'll enjoy it. You'll look forward to it.
Plant some sunflowers, watch them grow for a little bit, and then get the seeds and enjoy them. And like I said, start just planting stuff, giving back to the earth in small, simple ways.
Yep. Yeah. And you know, we could all probably use a little less food and a little less of this and a little less of that anyway. Serious. I know I could. I'll be okay. I'll make it through. I've got,
I eat 1 meal a day, you know, I can forage that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got a gun. There's plenty of squirrels and stuff. I have to eat them. I don't really want to eat no squirrels. I like them.
My dad makes a mean squirrel soup. He really does.
Oh, really?
Oh, he really does. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I mean, like I said, you know, for those that do, you know, you may have to step down from your high horse and not eat fillets and things like that.
Yeah.
It's like I thought that was funny. You were talking about in this mad storm of the grocery stores. One thing that's left, like you were talking about, is the meatless products.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
lots of hummus.
I was
lots of fresh vegetables
last night when I went to my typical Friday night karaoke that I try to go to. When everybody canceled and stayed home. So, you know, I got a little bit of practice in because, you know, everybody was just in such fear. And, but, you know, I was able to have, you know, this is bringing people into conversation. It is that, you know, and I hear conversations going on. I mean, another fellow that I know that I, you know, kind of work with and stuff, his family and him had to cancel their Mexican thing. They were going to go today. They're too afraid the border isn't going to allow them in. But, you know, there's a point of this when this is nothing. It's going to piss a few people off. It's going to shake that little gerbil inside the brain a little bit. And, you know, it's like even in when I said that, I was talked at today in absolute chaos by somebody that all they do is this is their life. I know this particular person. Come home, watch the news, watch broadcasting, go to bed, go to their work, get their pay, taxes come off, come home, watch it, you know. So afraid right now. They're like locked. But you know, the real thing that I can hope for, or we can hope for people that are that mentally locked within it, is that one of these false flags gets them. One of these false flags, they go, wait, were those all false flags? And then they actually take a little research.
It's in their own timing for sure. But like I said, I'm already starting to see the beauty come out of it. Like, you know, Trina had sent me a video, but I'd posted it earlier on Facebook too, of all these people in Italy singing to each other and things like that. Like you said, it's bringing people together. So I tell you what, they better not sit on this thing too long, or it's really going to end up biting them in the ass double time.
You know what? What happens.
Actually, it might bite them in the ass because usually they got to keep everybody so busy with all their stupidity that, you know, nobody has that time to, you know, reflect with their family anymore, or, you know, and you know, yeah, hey, this could backfire big time. And yeah.
What was you gonna say, Trina?
It's like I think about this on a big scale because that's how my mind kind of has always, the Lord's always told me, make it bigger, make it bigger. So my mind, when it makes this bigger, it cracks me up because it's like all this, the calling, the ascension, all this stuff. I wonder if it's just simply because literally part of us are ascending to a higher vibration and some of us are ascending into either same or, you know, similar third dimensional existence. So it's like, I wonder if all of this is literally, it's going to be a vibrational separation, and this is how it looks in this reality because of what people believe. Like a big cosmic joke, kind of.
Big cosmic joke. Well, it's that the path is narrow, right? You know. And
well, yeah, because people are programmed that it's like you can't just go your separate ways peacefully. There has to be this major war, this major fight, this major fear, this major.
I think you are going to see some wars start up here soon.
That's what I'm telling you. So it's like, you know, that's what the reality is feeding us. And then there's so many of us who are focusing on, you know, positive, trying to get vibrations up and focusing on a reality that we want to see. This might be the camel that breaks the straws. You know, it's like, how can you vibrate in all of this chaos? How can you stay grounded within it and know that everything's perfectly fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spread that love and laughter.
Yeah, because it really don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I used to consume myself thought and stuff. Like, if I can't do something about it right now, I don't care.
Right.
I mean, I'm seriously, that's my attitude. If it doesn't affect me right now, I don't care.
Yeah, and what we can do right now is shift our brain. That's all you can do. That is the best thing you can do, and it is all you can do. It's like fake it till you make it, because we will make it.
Oh yeah, we are.
I know. Yeah. Like I said, you know, maybe like, you know, Kent, your frustration with seeing the sleeping people, you know, you're like, get over it already. Get on the wagon, wake up, smell the reality. You know, it's like, there's so many signs saying that, yeah, there's a serious division getting ready to come. And It's like, it might look a million different ways, but we need to just stay in a positive mindset so we can stay on the path that we want to be on, because they're
Absolutely.
going to try to derail you. So
That's what I've been saying for a long time. It's not going to be all pretty. It's going to get ugly. Like I said, we'll see some more and stuff like that come up, but it's
Yeah.
going to be so worth it, folks. I'm telling you. And like I was talking to Wayne earlier today, we are protected. Believe that. We are protected. We're here to help folks through this.
Mhm.
yes, I absolutely believe that. That's why I said we literally do have the power to bend this reality, because from what I've seen, I mean, they showed me the masters that are present here right now, incarnated, and it's every single one.
Yeah, by the way, I'm going to be, I think, on Wayne's channel Wednesday. And we're going to try to set people at ease with this stuff as well, too. So,
Right on. We are going to bring about what we think about. And
Yep.
I know that it seems like our group is small compared to the collective, but when you're in right action and in good vibration, it is so much stronger. And when we come together, like on these forums, and like they're watching the news and they're getting in their fear programs. Well, we're doing this and we're trying to get into a more positive place, and we're coming into resonance with each other and looking at potentials and knowing we truly can affect our personal potentials within our personal realities. And that will affect the collective. And the small ones, when you're in right light and positive frequency, it's exponentially stronger than like 30,000 people sitting in fear. So just you on your own, you affect over 30,000 minds by your shift of a positive frequency into fear.
that's funny. On that Higher Mind book that I'm going to continue reading on Monday, that's kind of what we're going to be getting into.
Right on. That's
Synchronicities are
beautiful.
everywhere. Holy
Yes.
cow. I know I'm not the only one out there, folks, because synchronicities have been coming from everywhere for me.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't believe all the emails and stuff I've gotten. People like,
because I think
craziness.
everybody's frustrated. It's like, we know we need to start manifesting. And a lot of us are going, how do we do this? And this is how it's done. We think about what we bring about. So go in imagination land. Fake it till
And when you connect and focus on the same thing, it's even more powerful.
yes, yes. When we do it together, oh man.
Yep.
Well, it's a definite great opportunity for, you know, we talk about it of like walking the walk.
Well, and that's my hope and
Speak your
continuous
truth out
higher
there
mind. Like,
and
I
get
truly
this
want.
insanity.
Sorry. That's truly my purpose on this higher mind is after this is over, I would like for most of the people, and you know, I'm going to do a private thing after that where we can come together and actually start focusing and meditating on things like that. There's a method to my madness.
I think even if it's like for 30
you got no
seconds
madness there. You're leading the way, and that's the way it has to be. And you know, and we all are. I'm gonna actually hop in there on with you with that. I need some grounding focus right now too.
And now I think it's going to get to the point where people are going to start asking questions, because I knew you opening up not a whole lot of area for questioning, but now once we're getting into things, I think it's going to be a lot more interactive. So I'm saying people enjoyed it. Everybody that was there saying enjoy it, unless they were just lying to me.
No, it was awesome. It was super awesome. I loved it. And that information, this is what the masters teach. I mean, these are the highest level consciousness beings that have ever graced our planet. This is how they do it.
Yep.
So this is where it's really at and where we need to go as a collective, because we literally are these magi and we are these ones. And many of us, we've all come as fractals of these greater consciousnesses. And now we're starting to wake up to those greater consciousness aspects of our own self. And we can apply that and we can manifest collectively together very powerfully.
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah. I think even like 60 seconds where we just together sit for 60 seconds and just focus on comforting people that are scared, just see comfort, blankets of comfort coming over them. That will stop a lot of the fear in your direct area. I mean, literally, it's that easy for us when we come together and we think, we want you to feel better, feel comfort, don't feel fear, feel peace. Yeah. Just feel peace. No, it's going to be okay. And we do that together just first. even a minute, it affects the world. I mean, truly affects the world.
It does.
Well, what I hope that happens with the people coming to peace and coming to this isn't going back. Like, we can't go back to the system. We got to hump this hump, you know, and then bring about a change. Like, people can't find their peace by running back to the same things that are so twisted. Like, the system does have to fall apart, but we have to come to peace with that so that we can get to something far greater. And I think that that's the important thing. Like, you know, the system is completely broken. So if we really want to see a change to real peace and to real, you know, unconditional love or whatever we are searching for, then this system has to break, because it has none of it in it. So the system does have to break. So, you know, we do have to be prepared just to hop over this system to get to what we are truly, because when you're manifesting that, Trina, and we're manifesting that, we're actually manifesting the breakdown of this system. We're not.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's probably okay, because if all of us know that we can be okay, because we truly are the builders. And like I said, the biggest thing that, you know, even that child prophet, she warned about the Hunger Games. This seems to be like, this is the tool they want to use against us. So if everybody can start growing just a little bit of food, potatoes, onions, whatever you can, that will break this power. It's literally a program, and we can break it because it doesn't match the reality.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to shift the reality and start seeing foods on just little apartment balconies, anything, you know, growing a little pot of potatoes, anything. It's sunflowers, anything, just herbs, echinacea, golden seal, or, you know, medications, mushrooms, all of it. Just start to give back to the earth and start to become gardeners of earth and caretakers of earth. That resonance and that frequency on its own will be transformative. But if enough people can start doing this, and they'll start feeling it, because like, if you're not worried because you know you've got food, it's always going to keep growing, and other people are growing it, there's not going to be these freak out modes, and they won't be able to use the tactics against us because we're desperate, freaked out, starving human beings.
Absolutely. That's why they've taken away the farming. This is all kind of like a systematic thing occurring. And even the border, these fake border shutdowns and all of these things, because, you know, the system that is well aware of Trina and Brian and Kent and you know, and everybody else in this movement, very, very well aware of us, because we actually are pioneering the change. And we are very protected, and most of it, and the cabal isn't going to come up directly to you. They'll fart around with trying to mess with some of your, you know, shutting down the videos or doing this or doing that. But then you can also see how creation works. You see, Brian, you got that download and that understanding, like you were talking about earlier, because the enemy worked against you, but then the forces that we are worked for us. So we just gotta take our, you know, buckle up a little bit, take the bumps, keep pounding through. And you know, I really actually find what's happening right now quite funny. I mean, it's funny to me. I mean, because it's so transparent.
I mean, you gotta laugh. And speaking of, by the way, I want to thank all the new subscribers. Holy cow, I'm up to 808 now. That's crazy. Like, just one shout out from Woodward TV. And I've gotten what, 400 subscribers. That's crazy. So thank you so much to Woodward and all his family. Like, and if you're not subscribed to him, that is a dang good channel.
Oh,
Woodward
love
TV
Woodward TV.
Yeah,
it's very, very, very talented. You know, I watched a lot of Woodward stuff maybe a couple of years ago or something, like when I was led and guided to it. You know how we all are going through these sequences of guidance, you know what I mean? And yeah, just like very, very talented, very, very talented being at putting the dots together on important topics and stuff like that. Woodward it really is a pioneer of bringing people to aspects that awaken the mind, I would say, you know what I mean? And after that, it's also, it's part of our journey to go inward and to find even the deeper meanings of all of these things, what personally affects us. But yeah, no, kudos to people like Woodward and then lots of people, you know what I mean? Obviously Wayne and just other people that, really bring they bring so many of the subjects that they one of those subjects, it just even has to be one, has to open the mind of somebody. It doesn't have to be every single one either. It just has to be one to get that person or that soul awakening and going on a different journey out of the control. And that's what these people do. And kudos to them. Everybody's got their part in this system, you know what I mean? Or in what we do. We are all playing our part. And
it makes you feel good though, especially like, after losing my channel and, I almost give it up and I didn't, something told me, no, you can't do this. And
going. Yeah.
I told you when it happened, Brian, I said it happened for a reason.
Yeah. No, that's what I believe now. I believe it was so we could focus on the things at hand right now. I really do. Because I'm not nearly as hammered with emails like I was before. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We all got a final thought. We went over an hour.
Trina's out on her channel and Wayne's channel and here and just, bringing her downloads and her mission, out, like, talking about.
It's so funny too, Kent, because my mission is you guys.
Is what?
It's you all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You are my mission.
Yeah, me too.
So it's to find family.
That's like I was saying. I was like, here I've died twice. I was like, I'm here for something, and and that's one thing when I meditate. Now I give thanks for showing me that clarity of what to be here to help others. I'm thankful for that. I truly am.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm just like a little spiritual warrior in the dirt. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't think I can really expand on the deeper, intricacies of certain things. But, I'm here. I have nothing to do with the mainstream. I have nothing to do with any of it. My entire life is based upon my mission, and I go through the motions like other people do here, but there's really not 5 minutes of my life that passes that I don't realize, that I'm here for a much greater purpose than
we all are. If you're here, it's for a greater purpose.
Yeah. You just got such a warrior spirit in you, Kent. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
got that fire.
The way it is.
It's just like he's doing so much work on the unseen. It's like Ryan SK, there's so many of us. It's you, Brian. It's like you guys are going into the higher realms and dimensions, and you're literally weaving a new reality in our web of reality. So thank you.
So let's create the world we want, we desire.
That's our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
our job.
Good deal. Well, I guess that's a good way to end it, folks. Thank you both again. I'll be here next week. Hopefully both y'all will be.
Yeah.
So,
and
folks, don't be scared. Just make sure you got a few things. Like I said, hey, spring's right around the corner. This stuff will just start disappearing. But be aware, folks. There's things brewing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, see through the masks, see through, try to continue to look for truth, you know what I mean? And don't, we don't want to get too distracted in anything, and always let's just make the best of everything, you know? So.
I don't know. I don't know if I got a show tomorrow night, to be honest with you or not. I'm gonna have to look through my emails and stuff, but I don't think I do. But if not, I will
Remember,
be back.
we were thinking about it, Brian, with doing maybe some fun.
That's what it was, the Simpsons thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We may do that. I'll get back to you tomorrow. Chances are we'll be here. But like I said, if not, I'll definitely be here Monday night for the Higher Mind Monday. So until tomorrow, Monday, be the frequency you want to receive, folks. Get out there and spread some love and care. I love you all. Have a good night.